Here are 4 things that made moving from the US to the south of France a bit, I would say, shocking when we first moved. Some things that I just wasn't really prepared for. The first is business hours. The business hours where we live in the south of France are very specific. We don't live in a big city, and a lot of stores shut down by 7 o'clock, and many of them are not open on Sundays. And I'm talking about like grocery stores. So I'm used to the US where a lot of grocery stores stay open till 10 o'clock. Sometimes some of them have been 24 hours. I think that's changing a little bit, but I'm used to being able to go to the store after I put the kids to bed. And here you absolutely can't do that. Even like small businesses shut down at lunchtime, that's hard too. So if you need to run an errand to a specific store, like a small business, it can't happen during your lunch break. So the hours, that's such a big adjustment because we are really used to stores being open all the time in the US. Another one is Drive Thrus and fast food in general. Where I am, we have one fast food restaurant, and in the US, in a similar sized town, I think one of our roads has like 50 fast food restaurants. And while this is healthier, I missed it when we first moved here, and I do still miss it sometimes because it's really convenient to be able to run through the drive-through, and the fast food here is not fast at all. It'll take you about 20 minutes to get your food. The lack of parking, it makes me laugh when we go back to the US and people complain about how they can't find a parking place in like a Walmart parking lot. There are tons of parking places. You might have to walk, but there are parking spots. And here you pretty much have to walk everywhere. Or like if you are driving to like a business park kind of area where there are stores, they will have parking there. But like anywhere in our downtown, it doesn't make sense to take a car. And while most of the time that's fine, if it's a cold, rainy day and you have to go somewhere, it's not really fun to have to walk. Or if it's like the middle of winter, really windy, it's pretty miserable. But most of the time it's really nice, and I do love that aspect about living in Europe, is that most towns are very walkable. So you get in your steps without even trying. Number 4, I was really shocked that a lot of businesses will shut down for like 2 weeks at a time, or some of them will shut down seasonally. And I'm talking like restaurants. We have a lot of restaurants in our area that will shut down in the winter, and the workers will either just take a few months vacation or they'll go work at like a ski resort or something. So while that's really great for them, it really sucks for us as locals because February and March here are kind of dead. Like there's just not a lot of businesses open. And in the US, you would never have like a bakery shut down for 2 weeks straight. 1 week maybe, like around the 4th of July or something. I feel like some restaurants in the US will shut down like the week of 4th of July or maybe the week of Christmas, something like that. But most of the time they're really trying to take advantage of busy times when there might be a lot of customers. And I find that a lot of businesses here follow the school break schedule where they go for maybe like 9 weeks, and then they'll have 2 weeks off. It depends on holidays and things like that, and where you live depending on your breaks. But a lot of them kind of follow those schedules, which is great for parents. It's great for the employees. I totally understand why they do it. It makes for a better work-life balance. But as the customer, it's really hard to get used to thinking you're going to go to a certain bakery or coffee shop or wherever and they're closed. And they don't communicate this, at least where I live. They don't communicate this by updating their Google places. They just put a sign on the door. And sometimes it'll just have like the date. Sometimes they won't tell you anything at all. They won't list anything. So I think that's a big cultural difference. I think in the US, we kind of over communicate things like that. Emails will have been sent out. They will have updated, Facebook, the website, Instagram, wherever they have advertised. Like you will know when they're being closed down, if they're closing. So I feel like it's pretty rare to have businesses shut down for any length of time. And this is all aside from like the major things that are difficult about living in a new country, like learning the language and the culture. But let me know if you've experienced any kind of frustrations or cultural shocks. And thanks for following.